Now at 6, we're talking immigration in the Pacific Northwest, starting with President Trump's recent crackdown.
We spoke to a local school district that says it's doing whatever it can to protect its students.
Hopefully we can ease the nerve of some families that are feeling in this moment that we're living in.
Ashley Grams is breaking down a new Oregon bill that aims to expand food aid to immigrants in the state. KGW News at Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Before we get to that top story here at 6 o'clock, we do want to check in with Chris McGinnis and Rod Hill for our first look at traffic and weather.
Hey, good morning, everybody. You need a big coat out there again. It is another cold, frosty start. Extra time to scrape off the frost if you parked outdoors. A reminder that icy surfaces can be slippery simply from the frost. The airport's at 29. Winds are calm except for out near the gorge where we do have easterlies gusting about 30, and that's why you folks are above freezing. There's Gresham at 35, but again, you have a wind chill factor in the 20s. 25 down in Sherwood this morning. Our capital city's at 27, and there's Albany at 26 degrees. So here we go. The cold, frosty start. KGW weather impact alert for the temperatures through 9 a.m. After that, a nice warm up, 44 at noon, and we'll be back up to around 50 degrees this afternoon. Here's Chris.
Rod, you nailed it. The biggest delay so far this morning, probably the time it takes to thaw out your car. This is up in the Salmon Creek area. I-5 at the 205 split. Traffic rolling along just fine on that side of town. Quick check out near Hillsboro. You can see that westbound exit ramp from Highway 26 to Cornelius Pass. The tech traffic getting a little bit busier there as well. But so far, guys, no unexpected freeway delays just yet.
Thank you, Chris. This morning, we're following local impacts in reaction to the Trump administration's immigration policies. Since Inauguration Day, Immigration and Customs Enforcement says it's taken more than 3,500 people into custody.
At this point, though, there have been no confirmed extra operations by ICE here in the Portland area. We are, though, hearing from some local school districts. We're going to start this in the Reynolds School District. As part of its bilingual podcast this month, the Reynolds School District says it's teaching kids and their parents. So in December, the school board passed a resolution to protect students regardless of their immigration status. The resolution also urges staff to get familiar with district procedures should an immigration official come onto school property.
Oregon being a sanctuary state, if ICE were to come to our school, we would not allow them in. We would not allow them to interview students. We would not allow them to interview staff. We would, have them stay there. We would contact our attorneys, and they would take it from there.
So the Reynolds School District told us the one exception to that rule is if a federal official brings a warrant signed by a judge. During the podcast, an immigration rights expert with the Portland nonprofit Latino Network warned that some officers might show documents signed by their supervisors, but without a judge's signed warrant, they say people do not have to let them into their schools, churches, or their homes. We have a link to that full podcast by the Reynolds School District available at KGW.com.
Meanwhile, in Washington, Governor Bob Ferguson signed his own executive order to support children of immigrants who are detained or deported. The governor created a rapid response team involving the state attorney general's office and state patrol. So state agencies are working together to help families who become separated.
It means ripping families apart. It means kids losing their parents. It means business losing their workers. It means communities being significantly altered. We need to be prepared if this were to come to pass.
Among other things, the governor's executive order specifically aims to help schools develop strategies to make sure education isn't disrupted.
The 2025 Oregon legislative session is underway, and there are several bills that focus on immigrants in the state, including one that aims to expand food assistance to immigrants through federal programs. Ashley Grams joins us now live in the newsroom with more on this. Ashley?
Yeah, good morning, Drew. Lawmakers and advocates helped introduce this mostly Democrat-backed Senate bill at the Capitol yesterday. The legislation would expand federal programs like SNAP to include immigrants. Supporters call it the Food for All Oregonians bill and say it would focus on residents under 26 and over 55 who would qualify for SNAP benefits but are currently excluded because of their immigration status. The Oregon Food Bank is backing the bill and says the need for food is only growing, adding that visits to their food assistance sites increased 31% compared to last year. If this bill was passed, it would be implemented before January of 2027. There are also several other bills that address immigration or immigrants in Oregon, including Senate Bill 491, sponsored by Republican Senator Smith, which would make police notify ICE if a person is arrested for certain drug crimes. It would then ensure that person is not released until that notification is made to verify whether or not that person is violating violating federal immigration law. And Senate Bill 599, sponsored by Democratic Senator Campos, would prevent landlords from discriminating based on immigration status, saying a landlord could not inquire about or disclose the status of an application or a tenant. Now, if you'd like to read more about any of those bills, or you'd like to follow along through the legislative process, you can do that online at OregonLegislature.gov. Drew?
All right, Ashley Graham's live for us this morning in the newsroom. Meanwhile, you can stay with KGW and NBC News for continuing coverage of President Trump's immigration policies and their impact here in the Northwest. For the very latest, check out the KGW app and our streaming channel, KGW+.
Walk backwards towards us. Both hands. Keep coming.
That's body cam video from Vancouver police as they took a suspected bank robber into custody. And while this arrest happened on Friday, the robbery at the Bank of America on Southeast 164th happened before Christmas. Authorities say tips from the public helped them identify the suspect, who's connected to at least 2 other robberies in the Portland area.
A burglary suspect is in custody after a standoff with police in Southeast Portland yesterday morning. Authorities say they responded to a break-in around 5 a.m. at the Portland Cannabis Market at Southeast 10th and Division. They believed that the suspect was armed at the time, and they told people in that neighborhood to stay indoors. The suspect eventually surrendered a few hours later, and no one was hurt.
One person is in custody after authorities raided 2 chop shops, including one on Southeast 172nd in Happy Valley. The Multnomah County DA's office says since last summer, they've linked potentially hundreds of stolen cars to this single operation. The DA's office adds auto thefts are down 62% in Multnomah County since 2022.
Camp removals will resume in Portland today following the Tri-County point-in-time count. The point-in-time count gathers information about unsheltered and sheltered homelessness. This year's count is expected to show fewer unsheltered individuals, due partly to an increase in available shelter beds throughout the Tri-County area.
Southeast Portland's Mill Park has officially reopened. The 6-acre park now features a modern playground, splash pad, and community gardens, among other things. The park also features 74 newly planted trees. The makeover was part of PBOT's Building a Safer 122nd Avenue initiative, which aimed to bring safety improvements to the surrounding area.
Now, one picture of the small child in that big winter coat, Rod, reminded me of the Christmas Story. They couldn't move their arms. The coat was so big. Man, it is chilly again this morning, and we're seeing this stretch of dry days and dry nights continue.
Yeah, it continues today, continues tomorrow. Then we're out of it, and we have moisture, needed moisture at this point, right? Returning Thursday overnight into Friday. Mountain snow, valley rain at times into your weekend. But for this morning, as Drew mentioned, here we go again. Clear skies, light winds away from the gorge, and temperatures 22 to 32 through 9 a.m. this morning. I mean, obviously the 22 is the coldest numbers. We have the KGW weather impact alert up through 9 a.m. because after that point, temperatures will be rising above freezing, and it'll be pretty nice out there by noon. Of course, frost can be slippery, so keep that in mind as you head out and about. Temperature in downtown Portland, the Pioneer Park building. Actually, let me correct myself. This is the PDX temperature as you look at downtown. 29 out along the Columbia River this morning. Again, winds are light except for where you have east breezes out near the gorge. If you are above freezing, you're picking up just a bit of wind. There's Tiger at 34, but Hillsboro's 24, Scappoose 23, Battleground down to 21. No wind there. 25 in Camas, and then some breezes in Troutdale 38, and Gresham is at 35. Those breezes gusting east to about 30 miles per hour this morning will be 10 to 20 this afternoon. Away from the gorge outflow immediate area, it's going to be another calm wind day. 27 in Salem. CeeLo is our KGW dog of the day. Beautiful photo there. Use that hashtag KGW dog of the day. We'll find your photo, and your dog will be our dog of the day this morning. It's CeeLo. All right, forecast numbers. No travel-related issues outside of the frosty cold this morning. Temperatures 50s coast, about 50 in the valley later today. Everybody's clear. 44 in Bend at 3 o'clock, 41 degrees out in Baker City. 7-day forecast shows the 2 more clear days. The cold mornings, the highs 50 or better. Clouds increase Thursday, but we stay dry during the day. Thursday overnight, Friday rain. Friday could be a day where it's raining literally just about all day long, and it's more of a cold or chilly, showery pattern this weekend, and that is your update for now.